All right, so we're talking election.
You know what? Hopefully, we can do the whole one nation under God thing sometime. I don't feel like that'll be anytime soon. I don't know if it's gonna get better before it gets worse. Let's see
No,
what's in store. I'm not gonna lie, the whole DEI university reparation for white people thing kinda everybody get reparations in the country except for us, is all I'm saying. Everyone. Like this everyone. People who were not even in this country at that time. If you were Jewish in Nazi Germany, you still got the reparations, and stuff is weird. Stuff is so weird. People are so weird. But what do you expect with the cabinet full of billionaires? I don't know. I don't know.
no money, no money,
I mean,
no.
not for you. Money for them, but not for you. Speaking of billionaires in the cabinet, Department of Government Efficiency. What is that?
Have we ever had a Department of Government Efficiencies?
I don't recall.
No, I don't remember that being
I thought the government efficiencies was a checks and balances thing. Like I thought it did it itself.
right. I thought that was built into Congress, wasn't it?
Thought it did it itself, but it looks like it is Elon Musk's new job. He's head of Department of Government Efficiency. Does that mean all of the governmental contracts that are being held, he's in charge? Like he's running himself, is what I'm hearing. I don't know, because what are we doing? We're making up
That's
jobs.
what it sounded like. Right, right. We're making up jobs now. I could have sworn
I,
it was a congressional job
or
in life, but
yeah, not an Elon Musk job, but what do I know? Listen, he's a billionaire. He can
right.
buy anything he wants, including the president. What do I know? What do I know? And then all of a sudden, Tesla's stocks soars wild and crazy.
Absolutely, because where are we looking at this efficiency coming from? Where are we looking at government slashing of governmental budgets? Where are we looking at that to come from? Programs and things of that nature that have been run for 50, 60, 70 years or so. Why are we all of a sudden looking to slash those to save the government X amount of dollars? What is going to be the repercussions of
Right.
that? I don't I personally am I really would like to know exactly what it is we're getting ourselves into, or what it is that people believe that they're getting themselves into. Um,
I,
this
you know what? At this point, maybe they thought somebody else was going to pay the tariffs. We don't care. Go do your research. Go do your research, because
yeah, seeing stuff
it,
you know, you don't
to
even know
me,
what a tariff is. How did you not know what a tariff was?
is that
They
not weird to think that if I'm selling you a product, then I'm going to pay the taxes on the product that I'm selling? I just thought, like, what did y'all? I,
right.
I,
That's all you can do is that right there. That's
I
all
was
you
just,
really. That's all you can
I,
do because it's like, how did you? How do you think this economy or this nation works? What did you think was going to
what did you think?
happen? What did you think? You heard these great things about transgenders. You heard about these great things about DEI. You heard about we're going to kick them all out of the country. We're gonna shore up the border, which is not a problem that people not as big of a problem as people think it is, because there really is no border issue. Yes, there are people coming to our borders. Yes, there are masses amount of people coming to our borders. But if you step back and look at a bigger picture outside of the United States, there's a reason why these people are coming to the border. There's a reason why they continue to come to the United States. And for you to sit back and be like, oh, just, there's a border issue. There's not a bigger border issue than there ever has been. There's probably more people coming to the border now than there ever has been, but that's a bigger picture problem that tells you that there's a lot of stuff going on in the world that either you don't know about or you don't understand completely.
I have a question about that. The borders
Yes.
are more than just Mexico. Am I right? Like, does this mean
There's
that they're
more.
checking for just not only Hispanics coming from Mexico and South America, but also from those people coming from Germany and those people coming from France and those people coming from Canada? Maybe they kind of might be like, nah, we're gonna go back. I don't know. I'm just asking, is it is this border control specifically for Mexico border, or is this everywhere?
The problem that is being addressed is the Mexico-American border.
But
It is
shouldn't it
not
be
it is not the Canadian border. It is not from any other country that is coming in here. It's the Mexican-American border.
okay?
There's no other border outside of no, there's no other border that we're having issues. We're not yelling at the Canadians. We're not going to deport all Canadians. We're not trying to deport anybody coming in from Canada. We're not deporting anybody that comes in from any other country. But we do have an issue with people coming from Mexico, from the Mexican border, from South America, and the countries that are in that region. I don't understand it.
Okay, I was just wondering if it was a dog whistle to anybody else. Did y'all hear that? Anybody else heard that? Oh, okay,
Nope.
cool. Cool.
They didn't hear
Um,
it because they're under the belief that they're sending their worst people here to compromise the American economy and the national security of the country, which
be,
I'm not entirely sure how people coming here to work, to make a living for their families, to basically survive is a threat to national security. I'm not entirely sure because those people want to live. Those people that are coming here, they want to live. Those people that are trying to escape the harsh realities of their countries want to live. And they're coming here because we said that we were the land of the free. We have a huge statue in the middle of the lake in New York that says, "Bring us your poor, your downtrodden." All of these things is what America was built on. And now all of a sudden, here we are 50, 60 years later, and Americans are like, nah, we don't want that.
oh yeah, they would no, they hey, bring us your report, not them, not them,
Absolutely.
no, not those, not those aren't the ones we're talking about.
Right.
The other ones.
Take that back. I was going to say that, 50, 60 years. No, because we didn't want the Chinese. We didn't want the Irish. We didn't want the Japanese. We didn't want the Mexicans then either. All of these nations and countries that came over here, people that were escaping their situation, and we treated them like hell then too. Just a quick history lesson. Sorry,
Yeah,
but we
no,
treated them
no.
like hell then, and we got over that only to take our frustrations and country-wise take the frustrations and anger out on the South Americans, Hispanics, Mexicans, things of that nature. All because what? I'm not entirely sure. Don't know. Still confused.
Yeah, no.
Confused. Confused. Confused as to the voting numbers, especially when it came to women.
Listen,
Highly confused.
I would, I, I would say, I would say that I'm confused. I would say that, oh my gosh, I can't believe the unity that the women had. It didn't do what it was supposed to do. But Roe v. Wade taught me better. So I saw this coming. I saw it coming.
Well, here's the thing: there was definite unity with the women. There was unity with the individual groups of women.
There you
One
go.
group,
Okay.
one group of women
Yeah.
had their unity.
Yeah.
The other group of women had their unity.
hmm But the thing is that it's wild because thinking social influencer wise, you thought that that one and that one and that one and that one was in this crew, and at the end of the day, when everything was said and done, no, not really, you guys. I'm over here. Why
Yeah.
you didn't say that from the beginning, sis? Why you didn't
Oh,
say that at the beginning at first? Do what you want to do. Again, it's your vote. It's your right. But I don't. And that's one of my issues with this election and this party is that why y'all gotta be sneaky? Y'all just can't come out and be a snake. And I've heard that coming through a lot of mostly I've heard it from a lot of black Trump supporters who said, "Hey, at least I know what I'm getting." No, you didn't. Obviously, you did not know what you were getting because you thought you were getting somebody who said, "Oh, well, come on over here." And as soon as you did, flip that switch. You became the hard ER quick, quick. And it's we can go on and on about this because it's gonna get me straight to the proximity. There's always someone who wants that proximity, whether it be a proximity of whiteness or proximity of money. And just because you're in the proximity, don't make you they equal. Understand that.
No, not at all.
Realize that.
There is no equal on the proximity level. No.
And it's weird to me. We were first show we talked about how we don't care. And there was a time when everybody would keep their vote, who they voted to themselves. And I
Absolutely.
would not listen. Hey, you have every right to say whatever you want to say, freedom of speech. But celebrities, I would love for you to keep your stuff to yourself. Because the fact that I had to go and unfollow a couple of people on Instagram kind of hurt my feelings because there's a particular rapper, a few, but there's one half of an amazing duo that I've been following since the 90s, and I had to unfollow him, even though I have been enjoying him in his pop era right now. I had to unfollow this dude, and I was like, damn, you too? He happens to be part of the Attic. He has to be part of the Dungeon family. And I was like, damn, you too? In fact, someone else within the Dungeon family that's a part of a different crew, I had to unfollow him. Because guess what? Get out your emotions. You know that's a unfollow real quick with me. But I can't. Y'all money was that important. My Atlanta, Georgia boys. Y'all money was that important that your whole fan base, which have been mostly black women, you was like, fuck y'all. Oh damn, there went the cushion. My bad. But you was just like, forget that, forget y'all, because I'm going to my dollars is more important at this time than and it's crazy because the ones that I follow, the black male rappers I follow, just all happen to be based in Atlanta. Get your shit together, ATL. Not even being funny. Get your shit together, ATL. Specifically to those rappers. Y'all already know who I'm talking about, so I ain't even got to say nothing. But damn, Joaquin. Damn, Joaquin. And it's crazy to come to find out that even though you registered to vote, you didn't even vote for your homeboy that you love posted, that you got all these pictures of. We ain't here for
Listen,
that. This ain't that kind of this ain't that
listen,
kind of podcast, but I'm saying.
I am so tired of those people that are registered to vote, don't register to vote. I mean, I'm sorry, are registered to vote, but don't vote because I need y'all
What's
to
the point?
understand that
Why waste the tree, babes?
too many people fought and died for your right to vote. Too many people fought and died for your right to vote, and for you to disrespect the elders like that, disrespect the ancestors like that.
Hmm.
No,
And
no,
then don't vote.
no,
Oh my gosh. And it's not that
no,
you couldn't,
no.
because you were able to register. It's just that you did. Listen,
That you
go
didn't.
off, King.
That you didn't. And I mean, you have all these amazing views and things of this nature. You have all these thoughts or whatever, but you don't use that voice to actually do something either positive or negative, whichever one. You don't use your voice to do anything but sit back and diminish the people that are using their voices to do stuff. I mean, come on, man. Let's call a spade a spade. Too many people died. Too many people died for you to even have a space in this
Mm.
place. Many
Hmm.
people, too many people sacrifice their lives for you to actually even have a space. So to tell me that you're a registered voter that you never voted, and then also you want to spit and spew out this amazingly crappy ass opinions about things that you don't even live through anymore. You don't live through it anymore. You've reached a whole nother tax bracket. You don't live it anymore. There's nothing you can tell me that tells me that you still live through this. But your fan base, the people that follow you, are the people that you're speaking to, and these are the same people that are going out to vote, and you're not even voting. No, I'm sorry. That
I'm
that
sorry. I'm
that
sorry.
to me, no, that to me is so disrespectful. There's levels to this for me because I grew up post civil rights era, and I grew up with a lot of people that were in the civil rights movements in different cities and states, and the absolute notion that you would not vote is just hella disrespectful to me.
My
We
question
celebrate.
is why be so gung ho behind a candidate if you're not gonna at least use your vote to vote for that candidate?
Yeah,
Why do all of this? What's just to get the engagement, just to get your likes and your clicks and your follows and your just to get your numbers up? I mean, what
exactly.
was the reason? That's the reason?
Right.
Basura. Nasty. Dirty trash reason. Dirty trash reason.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much going on and so much that will be happening that I know this is our post election show, but I know that this ain't the end. Uh, this is not. Well, we'll be talking about this damn near every episode. It just won't be fully of this. The purge has started. Did you hear?
Lord.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, because I'm about to go off to another level. I'm
There-
going somewhere else.
There's so much in this post election world that we're gonna live in. That yeah, and like you, I had to unfollow quite a few people.
And it's not even that I'm unfollowing you because I don't agree with your morals or whatever, but it's because you put that crap right on my. I just don't want to see it. Like I don't want it on my timeline.
Right. It's more or less what it was for me. It was like, yeah, I don't want to see it, but also I'm a comment section guy. I see the post. I like the posts of the actual people that are in your comment section, and to see a lot of people ignorantly following these words and these vibes and these things, and I'm sitting back and I'm like, did you not? What era did you grow up in? Do you not have uncles, aunts, grandparents, or anybody that could tell you what this world was like while you were growing up, before you were growing up? And are you listening to them? Did you pay attention to what they were telling you? Because because you're sitting back and like, yeah, it makes all the sense in the world. Yeah, he gave us money. He's gonna give us money again. Tells me your level of ignorance to the point of I have to stop following because I'm looking at it and I'm just like, if misinformation was a word, you've completely decided to follow that because no, 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 he didn't give you money. No, he's not going to give you money again. No, he didn't get you through the pandemic. He threw out a whole playbook on how to get through the pandemic. He threw out a whole playbook because Barack Obama's name was on it. No, Barack Obama didn't do anything for Black people because we are a people. It's not just one group of people that you got to do stuff for. You got to do stuff for everybody when you're the president of the United States. Key word here is United States. So a Black president can't come in and say, oh my God, I'm just going to do for the Black people and screw the whites. It's not how that works. Also, if you remember correctly, and if you were doing a little bit of research, or maybe if you just paid attention to what was said, do believe the Republican Party told that man that they were not going to pass any of his policies for the last 3 years of his presidency. Told him he was basically a lame duck president and he was going to have to get over it. Didn't push any of his nominees for the United States Supreme Court. Pushed none of them. None. Zero. Told him they were not even going to take hearings for his nominees for Supreme Court justices. Told that man any policies that he was going to push down the line, they were not even going to take up.
See, how is that legal? How is that legal? How is that?
They had the majority. The only way they got away with it, they had the majority. They had the majority. And for the people that were in the crowd, and it was a lot of this, which was so crazy to me. I've had this conversation with so many people. This was so crazy to me. Kamala was sending black folks to prison at a higher rate than any other group of people in California. Kamala A was an elected official. Kamala B was not in the courtrooms putting anybody behind bars. Kamala C was only following the laws of the state of California. As an attorney general, she had no ability to change those laws, no ability to make new laws, pretty much no ability to do anything but to enforce the laws that were in the state constitution.
I try not to talk too much about that because I don't know everything about that. I don't know very much about that. However, my thought process always goes back to, did anybody ever think that maybe they were going to jail because they did the crime? I'm not thinking
Amen.
about it's it's all
Free
these
Joe.
black men going to jail. I'm thinking about, why are you doing this? All these black men were committing these crimes and getting caught. And she
Going to
was a
jail.
prosecutor, right?
She was a prosecutor. She was a state.
So a
So
prosecutor is going to prosecute. I don't know what else I could say for that. That's, to me, that
I,
was always like, wait a minute, y'all mad that she put criminals in jail? What?
she was. She's the
What?
state. Here lies the. She was the state prosecutor, which
So she
we
wasn't
know
even sitting in a courtroom.
exactly.
Let me just, let me just, because ignorance is bliss. That's why people like to do that. Ignorance is bliss, and that's fine. If
And
you
I
want to
saw
be,
so many people,
go off, go
so
off.
many, so many, and this is where the narrative of not liking black came from. There was so many people spitting the narrative that she's the one putting them in jail. And she was the one that was allowing this to happen. And my whole thought process was, like you said, one, what did JoJo do to go to jail? I mean, I, I, I mean, you do the crime. The saying goes, you do the crime, you do the time.
See, that's
I'm
why I'm one
sorry.
of them. I'm one of them people that like. I'm one of them people that I cannot. I'm not one of them. Hey, free my homie, free my homie. Wait, what did he do to get back there? Maybe he need to be back there. Hold on, we can't just free everybody because
Thank
that's
you.
your homie. Hold on, what did
Thank,
he do? He
thank
killed the little
you.
girl. Keep his ass back there. Don't you free him? Keep his ass back there. I'm one of them people. Like, what did he do to be back there? If he was wrongfully
Exactly.
accused of something, free that man. But if he did it, let him do his time. You free him, he ain't gonna learn nothing, and he gonna come out and do it again. No, let him
Here's
do his time.
here's something I don't think people even begin to try to understand is that if you feel like JoJo is wrongfully committed or wrongfully convicted, do what every other wrongfully convicted person does. Go find the proof that you were wrongfully convicted. Until then, you were convicted by a jury of your peers, even if it wasn't an all black jury, if it was an all white jury, if it was all Puerto Rican jury. Technically, by law, they're a jury of your peers. Go out and find the proof that you're innocent. If you can't find the proof that they are innocent, then unfortunately, that's the way the laws are written. But it goes back to where I said at the beginning, or maybe in a different episode, or maybe having this conversation with somebody else. If you want to make the change, if you feel that strongly about making change, instead of just sitting back behind a keyboard and writing all these dissertations, or sitting back and having all these conversations on social media, go out and be the change that you want to see. Go out and put your money where your mouth is and run for these seats,
See,
or
that's the
back
problem,
the
though.
candidate
It takes
that
effort and
believes.
energy.
It takes effort and energy.
That's
And
that's
people,
the issue. It's so much easier to whip out your phone and tappy tappy tap keyboard, click a couple of words than it is to put in
but
your time and energy.
I'm so glad you said that, because not only is that effort and energy, that's effort and energy. You took the effort and the energy to whip out your phone. You took out the effort and energy to type out a whole dissertation, or to set your phone up, face your camera your direction, turn your ring light on, or walk down the street or whatever, and have this whole 2.5 minute diatribe that you can upload to TikTok, Facebook Live, whatever. That's energy. That's effort. But you don't have the same energy and effort to go out and find a candidate or find somebody to run for that office to help change the laws so that way little JoJo won't be convicted of a crime that you feel like shouldn't have been a crime. Yes, I understand people feel like weed shouldn't be a crime. Well, the laws of the nation say that weed is a crime in several states, okay? If you feel differently about that, go find a candidate that's going to help you reach a point where weed ain't a crime. However, selling drugs on the corner is a crime. I don't care if you look at it as a come up or not, selling drugs on the corner is still a crime. Okay? Pistol whipping somebody is still a crime. Shooting somebody is still a crime. Murder is still a crime.
And listen, I think that people need to be very happy that some of these things are still crimes. Because if it wasn't,
Man, look
I
here.
ain't saying me. I ain't saying me. I'm just saying I know some people.
Look here. We live
I do.
and we live in a state where open carry is just it's just basically there.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, listen, open carry is great. Open carry is what they want to do. But God bless you if you shoot somebody and they want to charge you with murder. Because now you screaming, well, it's open carry state. I have a right to defend myself. They're there's a very thin line between self-defense and murder. Very thin line, even in an open carry state. So you can open
I,
carry all
I'm
day long, but there's a very thin line between self-defense and murder. So thin,
you know what?
so thin.
I'm all for carrying. I'm all for that. I personally wouldn't open carry because surprise, motherfucker, you gonna know what I bought. You ain't gonna know what it hit you. But that's just me. I'm all about the surprise. I'm all about the
Concealed carry.
spontaneity of it.
I love the concealed carry states because I am from one of those concealed carry states. And surprise, yeah, you thought you was about to carjack me. That's really not how that's going to go.
Not
So
tonight, at least.
one of us is going to get hurt. I don't know which one is going to be, but
It's not gonna be me.
it's not going to be me.
It's not gonna be me.
So I mean, yeah, I get you. I know too many people that in this concealed carry state that are just like, hey, I got you. I got you. You know, I don't know. Like I said, it's such a thin line between self defense and murder, especially here where we are, that it's just like I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, but it's still a crime. And Kamala Harris's job as a state prosecutor, as the state's attorney, was to have her department prosecute crimes. And again, unless it was at the state level, Kamala Harris was not in the courtroom. Matter of fact, even at a state level, Kamala Harris was not in the courtroom. Kamala Harris
I,
probably had a corner office with a window.
I think I've noticed. To me, it seemed like I don't think people they just didn't want a woman. I don't know if it's they didn't want a woman or they didn't want a black woman or
No,
it's
we had
just
Hillary.
didn't want a woman.
I don't think Americans want a woman. I don't think American men want a woman.
And the thing about it is that
I'm
that
starting to think American women don't want one either because at the
yeah,
rate they voted
yeah.
for Trump the last time, with Hillary is almost the same, if not more, the same rate that they voted for him against Kamala. I do believe you're almost absolutely correct. I don't think America wants a woman, which is
Here's
sad.
my question. Is it weird that the Democrats felt it necessary for a woman to run against this man, knowing good and well how hardcore the misogyny is within that, I don't want to say fan base, within that political base? Was it weird? Should they let's get a man for this. Not saying that a woman can't do it, but let's just go ahead and secure this bag right now and get a man to go ahead and take care of it and do it.
It was too late. Once Joe
Mm.
Biden first hit the first debate happened, once that first debate happened, it was too late. It was absolutely too late. They literally did not have enough time to go and find and pick another candidate that actually would have won. I feel like it actually may be different, but I so feel like that it was too late in the game by that time to actually have a candidate that they could have done. Now, considering that Kamala Harris was the vice president, it was almost as if, hey, we'll go
You
with the
up to
vice
bat.
president. Right, you're up to bat now. You know, you're up to bat. Yeah, I really feel like I agree with you. The way this country, misogyny that's in this country is atrocious. Should they have gone with a guy? Unfortunately, yes. it would have played better into the optics and probably would have won the Democrats that the presidency again.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said in a previous episode, for one of the first episodes coming back, unfortunately, it still wouldn't have mattered because they lost the House and they lost the Senate.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true.
had they even gone with a guy, that would have been yeah. The popularity contest would have been great. You know, probably would have been a different voting, whatever. But because even with that, when you lost the House, you lost the Senate, you pretty much were going to be lamed up for at least 2 years. And
Mm-hmm.
it just it worked. It would have been another. It would have been a repeat of the Obama administration again because it would have. Oh well, we have this Democratic president, and we expect great things like this Democratic, presidency. But you don't have the House, and you don't have the Senate, so you don't have any control over what policies you can push through and what policies you can't. That's the bigger goal. The bigger goal for anyone, any party, any election, and I'm gonna say this again for people in back, for those that don't get it, the goal, the absolute goal is to run the Senate and the House. Because if you can run the Senate and if you can run the House, that's where your policies, that's where your procedures get done at. That's everything. Literally everything is the House and the Senate.
Like I said, we're
And
gonna be talking. Wow, it's not gonna.
yeah, we're gonna talk definitely more about this in later
It,
episodes, only because there is so much that's gonna happen in the next couple of months, weeks, days, years. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And once things get to rolling, if things turn out to where they are in favor of the population and in favor of the majority and not the minority, meaning the 1% minority, if things happen, I'll have absolutely. I love to come and talk about that. I'll give flowers where
Ab-
flowers are needed, but
Absolutely.
right now things are looking grim, and I'm resting, and I am a little bit of cackling, giggling, and kikiing right now. I'm just gonna hang tight on this
Not the
find
kiki.
out era and see what more we can find out because
Not the
it's
kiki
been
either.
interesting. Kikiing a little bit. I'm
Not the
kikiing a
kiki.
little bit. I
Not
mean,
the
you
kiki.
know what? What they say, you gotta laugh so you don't cry. I ain't at the
Yeah.
crying stage now. Don't get me wrong. I ain't at the crying stage right now, but I'm kikiing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm kikiing. And
It's just
I'm trying not to be, what do you call it? Not hateful. I guess I'm trying not to be hateful, but I'm laughing because y'all see this shit? Y'all see this? Y'all was here last time it happened. Right? Oh, never
no,
mind.
they didn't see it coming.
Yeah, never mind.
They
Never
got
mind.
blinded. They got blinded by I
What?
want I
Why?
want to
What? The orange radiation? What?
say I want to say science, but I can't even say science because they didn't believe in science. So they got
Listen,
blinded by their own. I don't know. I really can't tell you what blinded the people to think that this presidency was going to be better than the last presidency that we experienced. I mean, the only difference in
I,
knock on wood and prayers up is that we don't have to go through another pandemic because there was nothing pretty about the
mm,
last presidency at all.
sorrows, prayers, or concepts of sorrows and prayers, concepts of thoughts and prayers.
All I can give them is a thumbs up and a wish you all the best because I'm going to make the best of the situation in front of me and
Yeah,
I'm going to
and
make
that's
the
what we're
best
gonna
of
do, and
what we can do.
hopefully we as a people can feel confident enough to get our power back. I ain't saying any kind of revolution or rebellion. I'm just saying get our power back. Start with the dollar. Spend it in your own community. Leave the big box billionaires alone. Just saying.
And not only leave the big box billionaires alone, take advantage of programs that you don't know exist. Go find the programs that you don't know that exist. Build your own. Own it.
I was once told that a way to hurt a man was through his pockets, is all I'm saying. I'm
Once you
sure
build it,
that's 10 times true for millionaires and billionaires. Is all I'm saying is that. you know,
Because once you build it, it's yours, and it's the communities, and the community doesn't have to go outside of the community.
at all. Look, there's so much within the community. I mean, hey, listen, it works for everybody else, right? Just saying. Just saying.
I mean, it works for a whole group of people.
Just saying. That
Yeah,
dollar gets spent 10, 20 times before it leaves the community is all I'm saying. You we can do that. You can do that too. But hey, you know what? That's your dollar. You spend it wherever you want.
yes, indeed. I don't know what else to tell you.
I think we've said enough for today. Yeah, I think
Thank
we've
you.
said enough. We'll have more to talk about later. Trust me. We
Uh,
ain't
thank
done.
you. Thank you, right. Thank you, right. And thank you for everybody that stuck through both episodes of our post 2024 presidential elections.
Yeah, appreciate
Um,
that. Thanks
we
for
don't
sitting through my rants.
we don't normally talk politics, but with change and growth comes different conversations, and these conversations will be had, and there'll be a couple of times where we'll have them, and yeah. Thank you all for coming on a ride with us. It's been fun coming back and doing this, and can't wait to do this again on the next episode. Bear with us and keep in mind that we're just a set of voices in a world that is going to tell you and say a lot of things to you that true, false, somewhere in between. Go out, find the truth, search for the truth, search for that information that's available to you, and know that once you find it, you'll be just fine. Be the change that you want to see.
Sincerely, the seeker and the watcher.
That's all, folks.